Big Boss Jock Radio Show. Listeners are encouraged to rise up, revolt, confront the U.S. government, not allow the breakup of the U.S. territory, the formation of the autonomous region of California, the allocation of sanctuary sites, liberate the Confederate States of America, the Alamo placed as the capital. Analyst Assessment, Episode 19. The clip being assessed was posted by NBC News. 52 minutes and 2 seconds. April 5, 2019. Clip entitled, Watch Live. Trump participates in Immigration and Border Security Round Table. Two minutes, 54 seconds through 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Statement made dawn. And nobody does the job we've done. National Border Patrol Council President, so I want to thank you very much. So right there, there's a problem. When the U.S. President's being chummy with the bunch and using the term we, who has the power? The chummy bunch does, instead of the leader, the president. This is the intention. The listener, due to the conditioning, is accepting that the U.S. presidency is insignificant due to the computer-generated dialogue. The form in which the U.S. president is referring to self as we. He's giving away the power of the presidency. A fictitious president of an unheard, unknown council that's not described even as the U.S., and they do the job together as we. Well, who has authority? President A or President B? It's all about the same thing. Who cares? It's the president, and that's the one speaking. Continue with the statement Don made. You've been fantastic, and several members of law enforcement. I want to also thank Leader Kevin McCarthy. Kevin came in from Washington with us. Today he's been an amazing leader. There again, the chummy bunch. Oh, he flew in with us. Not, oh, he had the honor of being, the privilege of being on the presidential jet, flown to the event. Should be much more respect placed by the leader. And remember, they're not his comments. It's computer generated. So what's the intent? Take away the U.S. presidency? Why would they want to do that? Usher in another form of government? Well, what does that mean? No more guns? Oh, and then what else will happen? Height and will the tyranny? Yeah, because no one has any way of defending themselves other than their fists. No more guns against the guns. That's right. So no more does the ownership, which was written into the Constitution, the reason for that right, so that tyranny would, those who would want to take over in such a way would need to fear the citizenry rising up. Well, if that right is taken away and no longer are those guns firmly placed, the ones who won't be held accountable after decades of mismanagement, going to trash the place they already have. Infrastructure's crumbling. About to pull the plug. People are going to be flushed. Ushered underground. Sewer dwellers. Cockroaches. Yeah, underground dwellers in their bunkers. Oh, be careful. I can feel them. They get offended. Oh, they're currently listening to the show. They yank the leash. Have a caller? It's at the cerebral cortex, inserted between the skull and brain, with an electrode hooked up to the box, pushed through the frontal lobe. Oh, someone does go, go, go! When given 12 ohms at 900.0000 megahertz. That's right. Been working on getting that for years now. They run an op around me. They prevent that from happening. Maybe someone would choose to be of assistance. Court, May 23rd. I sure would like to be able to light the eyes up red before court. That would be nice. That's another bit of evidence. Someone has something going on, not to be laughed at. Oh, and part of what's going to be used against me in court, that I mentioned I was shot through the face. And that I sustained multiple gunshot wounds. Disrespected. Threatened with going to be sent for a mental competency test for suggesting that I have a birth name. Oh, and well, seeing I was recognized as such for over 5 months with the same knife on my hip. Yeah, and well, had it taken and given back. But everyone figures that's just standard procedure, and well, there's no issue with that. And another day denied medical benefits. Anyone ever out there imagine how it is to get shot? And it wasn't my operation. No. And nor is it a job. I get no pay. I'm a slave. Asleep in the night. Over the stemoceiver. Get up. Cramp in the foot. Implant. Every step I take, there's a implant the size of a pencil lead, between the pencil lead and the outer diameter of the pencil, approximately that diameter, 1.5 centimeters long. In the arch of my foot, up next to the bone, worked its way up over the years. That's right. It's cumbersome, bit cruel. Implanted from the feet to the head. Yeah, right there at the cerebral cortex. The eyes included. Camera each eyeball. Filming the people. Look over there. Ping pong for an hour. Oh, I just opt to ping pong? No, put in a trance state. No, if I don't ping pong for an hour, well, they're going to take me to somewhere nearby and torture me some more until I ping pong. That means take the eyes and bounce in the middle and scan the scene for an hour or for 2 hours or for however long they order me. Anywhere in the world. Bit difficult? Yeah. Not $1's pay. Have no conscious idea that I was being held. That there was an hour gone. Why did I gaze at the sky? It seems that took a long while. Oh, I'm late. And what happened? Oh, can't remember that either. Was sexually violated on the way. Part of the reinforcement for the program. To keep me in a traumatic state. Neat straight pins inserted into the eyeballs. Multitude of scars. None of this going to be allowed into the court. Just a knife on one day. And falsify what they claim is falsified information. Speaking, U.S. federal agent. That's right. That's who's speaking. Birth name, Earl Hawkins. U.S. federal agent. I'd appreciate some assistance. It's evident that I'm an agent. This needs to come to a conclusion, not just more abuse. After over 2 years out on the streets of Redding, California, and to be in a courtroom, in my opinion, it's a great disrespect. No medical assistance. And instead, after part of the issue, broken back multiple times, beginning from when I was 2 years old. The latest, in 2014 so they could get their kicks. And it wasn't just a slight break. One side protrudes further than the other. Forced to sleep on a concrete floor for 48 hours. Or was it 36? And then given a cushion that compresses down to about quarter inch. Maybe a little less. Sleep on the concrete. With a broken back that never was attended to. Didn't know it was broken. Not until months later? No, years later. Oh, Hill wrong. The USDIA, they find that amusing. Along with the Reading Police Department. They're quite aware. Oh, 50-watt megaphone? Yeah, they do know. Been informed. 351 through 356. Statement Don made. And look, I inherited this stuff, and we're gonna get if fixed. We have to. Anytime is worded a word which begins with F, facial expression, due to the psychological operation, viewer knows, said was the F word. Picture on the posters, word repeated over and over. They just need to show the one image. So anytime Don is talking, the op is effective. So if the word begins with F, or F is enunciated where the teeth go over the bottom lip, he just said F again. Tied to the U.S. presidency. Three minutes 57 seconds through 4:01. Statement made Don. So, Kevin, inappropriate, right there. Look at people. You, as a public, were caught up in the computer-generated dialogue. And look at, I know some of you weren't caught up, but I'm speaking to the group, so everyone follow along. Overall, the group was caught up in Don with Chuck and Nancy. And they were conditioned to accept that type of speak from the U.S. presidency. The U.S. president, known as Don. Well, what's going on? The chummy bunch, they're sharing power. The U.S. government wasn't structured for the U.S. president to share power with the Border Patrol agent, formerly known as U.S. Border Patrol agent. No, the U.S. president is the leader of the country, the United States of America, and is the head of the executive branch, has executive authority. He's the top shot caller in the land, the country of the United States of America. Now, with Kevin and Chuck and Nancy and that type of rubbish, back to Don and what's going to go on. Oh, it goes further on all through the 52 minutes and been going on for now years. The entire presidency. And wasn't any better with Barry. It was just different programming. The presidency has lost prestige, has lost the respect. The level, status which was received before is no longer existent. The presidency has been reduced down to the level of soon to be non-existent. The acting president, through the computer-generated dialogue, is time and again reminding the listeners that the U.S. government is dysfunctional. It's a failed system. The assessments at 4 minutes. By 52 minutes, they'll understand. Because repeated again and again is the reinforcement, the themes of failed system. Just can't do it. It's all over. Just can't do it anymore. Went bankrupt. Years of mismanagement. He was handed the crisis. Just said so. See, these are all conditioning phrases. 4:01. Statement made Dawn. I want to also state there is indeed an emergency on our southern border. It's been loud and clear. People, it is the U.S. southern border. It's an international border between two countries, the United States of America and Mexico. It is not our southern border. It should not be termed that way. It needs to be termed the U.S. southern border. The self-proclaimed patriot who describes self as, and that's the U.S. president through the computer-generated dialogue, a nationalist, someone who practices patriotism, why does that individual have such an aversion? His name's Don. Shadow identity Don. His birth name's Alan. He has a mask on. Well, why does he have such an aversion of using the term U.S., United States? Listener, were you ready out there to drop your U.S. citizenship? Quite a deception. Maybe feeling a little deceived? Take action. Join up with the revolution. Liberate the Confederate States of America. The Alamo, placed as the capital. Our one only God, He helps me do this rhyme, line by line. I do give my thanks. Show my gratitude for our one only God, Father in heaven. It's the Big Boss Jock, momentarily signing off.